Welcome to popular prosperity. Millions of people all over the world visit national parks and nature reserves every year to relax and recharge. Yes, nature has the image of being calm, relaxing, and peaceful. And that's why we as humans have established everything from government organizations to wildlife sanctuaries to protect what we consider precious. We want to protect the Amazon rainforest from being cut down. We want to limit the extent to which animals can be hunted in Africa, and we invest taxpayer funds to rebuild bear populations in Canada to wolf populations in France. Why do we think that nature is peaceful, and why are we trying to protect it so much? Beyond the superficial layer of calm and relaxation is a brutal and cruel dog-eats-dog world of animal life. You know the food chain. Big and strong eats small and weak. And what looks harmless and natural enough on a diagram ends up being a nightmare for pretty much every living being. Imagine being at risk of being eaten alive any minute. There are an estimated 7 million species of animals, with 1.5 million of them having been documented. These 7 million species are made up of quadrillions of individual living beings. There is an estimated 20 quadrillion ants alone. That number is so big it is a 2 with 16 zeros. There are about 2.5 million ants for every human on Earth. Krill is a type of crustacean found in the Antarctic Ocean, and there is an incredible 800 trillion individual krill. Each of these creatures experiences a unique existence, and that existence is usually terrifying. Why? Because they spend their entire life rummaging for food, all while being on the run from predators. The ways how animals hunt and eat each other are truly gruesome. Pelicans may look friendly to the average human, but are dangerous not just to fish, but to any animals able to fit in their pouch. Trapped animals, if strong enough, may rip through the pelican's pouch, making it impossible for the pelican to fetch prey in the future. Imagine being a zebra constantly on the run from lions. Even a waterhole isn't safe. While you are trying to rehydrate, a crocodile may jump out of the water and rip off a large part of your face. Being eaten alive is horrific. Being on the run your entire life is torturous, but it gets worse. Enter the world of parasites, animals that attach to a host for survival. Out of the millions of species out there, a large number are parasitic. The tongue-eating louse, also known as Cymothoa exigua, enters its host through the gills. Afterward, the louse proceeds to the fish's tongue. The parasite then severs the fish's blood supply to its tongue, making the tongue die off and fall out. The louse then attaches itself to the remaining tongue stub and effectively becomes the fish's new tongue. Here, it can access food without having to forage. Once the host fish dies, the parasite disconnects and leaves the fish behind. All of these experiences are not isolated incidences. They are the experiences of trillions of living beings every single day. Let's have a change of scenery. Imagine a suburb. Freshly cut lawns, blossoming trees, and happy children. Or so it seems. We as humans don't face the threat of being hunted. We don't need to be worried that we might be eaten alive. We do not even have to worry that much about what we are going to eat today. We have it much better than 99.999999% of animals out there. And yet we hurt each other. We abuse each other. When there is domestic violence, we tell the abused partner to split up. There are hotlines and government agencies dedicated to protecting children from physical violence. Yes, we take any kind of violence seriously, if it affects other humans. If there is abuse happening, you know you should not look away, and you are definitely not going to say, "We need to protect this." And yet when it comes to polar bears feasting on live animals, we all of a sudden do say, "We need to protect this." Why is that? Why are we condemning abuse among humans, and yet condone significantly worse behaviors in the animal world? Even more strangely, we are trying to protect this animal cruelty. We are establishing wildlife sanctuaries. We are trying to increase populations of horrendous killers such as black bears. In a way, trying to grow the population of eagles or crocodiles is akin to trying to grow the population of killers and murderers. And the common excuse, "nature is nature," just does not hold up here. We, humans, are animals after all. Why do we have the right to be protected from killers, whether they be fellow human beings or wild animals? Yet animals are not given that right. On the contrary, we are trying to grow the population of killers such as wolves, bears, and lions. animals that are responsible for the lifelong fear and terror of other weaker creatures. There are adamant environmental groups that want to reduce human consumption of animal meat and animal products. At the very least, animal rights activists are working hard to improve the lives of our livestock. Chicken battery cages are not good enough. Chickens should be free roaming, or so we are told. And yet those same activists never address the much more brutal reality of wild animals in nature. Why is that? Why do animal rights activists want to prevent this, but not this? Something here does not make sense. What do you think about these inconsistencies of our actions? Can we really claim to support the well-being of animals while at the same time protecting ferocious predators that consume other living beings alive? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video and would love me to make more like it, consider supporting me on Patreon. I like to cover more controversial topics on this channel, and viewer support is the only way to make this happen. Thank you for watching.